My precious child, I orchestrated this exact moment across the corridors of eternity, specifically for you. Before the foundation of the world, I saw this day. I saw this hour. I saw you, right where you are, reading these words. And I prepared this message knowing that you would desperately need to hear it. The enemy fought hard to keep you from getting here. He tried to distract you. He whispered that you should keep scrolling, that this wouldn't apply to you, that nothing ever really changes anyway, that you've heard all this before. He planted thoughts in your mind telling you that you're too far gone, too broken, too damaged for words like these to matter. He convinced you that your situation is the one exception, the one case that even God can't fix. But you're still here. You didn't click away. You didn't move on. Something deeper than your conscious mind, something more powerful than your doubts, kept you reading. That's because your spirit recognizes my voice, and deep inside, beneath all the noise and chaos and confusion, you know that this message is for you. Your soul is hungry. Your heart is thirsty. And you've been searching for something real, something true, something that can actually reach down into the deepest parts of your pain and bring genuine healing. I am Jesus, your Lord, your Savior, your friend, your constant companion in every moment of your existence. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. I don't change with circumstances. I don't waver with culture. I don't adjust my love based on your performance. I am the anchor that holds steady when everything else is shaking. And I'm inviting you right now, in this moment, to truly know me. Not just to know about me with your mind, collecting facts and doctrines like badges of religious knowledge, but to know me with your heart, to experience the depth of my presence, to feel the power of my love, to encounter the reality of who I truly am. Not just from your lips, speaking words you've been taught to say in church, but from the deepest root of your being, from that place inside you that no one else sees, that secret chamber of your soul where you hide your truest self. True love exists, real, unconditional, unfailing, relentless. Pursuing love is not a fairy tale. It's not a concept invented to make people feel better. It's not wishful thinking or positive affirmations dressed up in religious language. I am that love. I don't just have love. I am love. It's not something I do. It's who I am at my core, at my essence, in my very nature. And every beat of your heart is sustained by that love. Every breath you take is a gift from that love. Every sunrise you've witnessed is a demonstration of that love refusing to give up on you, showing up faithfully every single day, announcing with brilliant light that I am still here, still caring, still pursuing you. I didn't come to remind you of your youthful mistakes or to condemn you for your failures. I didn't show up in your life to make you feel worse about yourself than you already do. I didn't orchestrate this moment to point out everything wrong with you, to catalog your sins, to review your long list of regrets. The religious voices in your life might have done that. People who claim to represent me might have loaded you down with guilt and shame. But that's not me. That's not my heart. That's not why I'm here. I came to speak to you about my grace. That supernatural power that doesn't make sense to human logic. That gift that can't be earned or deserved. That divine reality that says you are loved not because of what you've done, but because of who you are to me. I came to confirm that there is power in my blood to forgive you completely, totally, irreversibly for everything. Not some things. Not just the small mistakes. Not only the socially acceptable sins. Everything. Every lie you've told. Every person you've hurt. Every moment of selfishness. Every act of rebellion. Every time you knew the right thing to do and did the opposite. Every addiction you've struggled with. Every unholy thought you've entertained. Every word you've spoken that cut someone deep. Every opportunity you've wasted. Every blessing you've taken for granted. Every time you've used my name carelessly or ignored my voice or rejected my love. All of it. Covered. Forgiven. Washed away by the blood I shed on that cross where I took upon myself the weight of every sin ever committed or that ever will be committed. Stay with me. Don't let your mind wander to your to-do list, or your problems, or what you're going to do later. Right now, you and I are having the most important conversation you'll have all day, maybe all month, possibly all year. By the time you reach the end of these words, you will not be the same person you were when you started. I'm going to speak things into your life that will shift the atmosphere around you. I'm going to break chains that have held you for years. I'm going to open your eyes to see realities that have been invisible to you. I'm going to pour truth into your mind that will displace lies you've believed for so long that you thought they were facts. Something is about to change. Something is about to break. Something is about to shift. And you're going to walk away from this moment different, freer, lighter, stronger, more hopeful than you've been in a very long time. I know exactly where you are right now. Not just your physical location, though I know that too. I know the address, the room, the chair you're sitting in. But more importantly, I know where you are emotionally, spiritually, mentally. I see you. I truly see you. Not the version of yourself that you present to the world. Not the filtered, edited, curated image you want people to believe. I see the real you. The you that exists when no one is looking. The you that comes out at 3 in the morning when you can't sleep. The you that cries in the shower. The you that screams into your pillow. The you that feels like you're barely holding it together most days. I see that person, and I'm not disgusted. I'm not disappointed. I'm not shocked or surprised. I'm filled with compassion and love and tenderness toward you. I see the smile you wear like armor even when everything inside you is crumbling into dust. I watch you laugh at jokes when your heart is breaking. I observe you going through the motions of your daily routine, looking fine on the surface, while underneath you're drowning in worry, fear, and exhaustion. You've become an expert at hiding, haven't you? You've learned to answer with a convincing smile when people ask how you're doing, and they believe you every single time. You've perfected the art of deflection, changing the subject before anyone can probe too deep. You've mastered the skill of looking busy so people won't ask questions you're not ready to answer. You've built walls so high and so thick that sometimes even you forget where you end and the walls begin. But I see past the mask. I see through the performance. I see beyond the walls. I see the tears you cry when no one's watching. Those moments when you're alone in your car before you go into the house. Those nights when everyone else is asleep and you finally let your guard down. Those mornings when you wake up and for just a few seconds everything feels normal until the weight crashes back down on you and you remember all over again what you're dealing with. I hear the prayers you whisper at 3 in the morning when sleep won't come because anxiety has taken over your mind like an unwelcome intruder. I feel the crushing weight on your chest that makes it hard to breathe. That pressure that shows up without warning and makes you wonder if you're having a heart attack or if this is just what daily life feels like now. There are struggles you haven't told anyone about. Battles you're fighting that no one knows exist. You carry them silently, suffering alone because you're afraid of what people would think if they really knew. Maybe you're ashamed. Maybe you think you should be stronger by now. Maybe you believe that as a person of faith, you shouldn't be struggling with these particular things. Maybe you tried to explain it once and people minimized your pain, told you it wasn't that bad, suggested you just needed to pray more or have more faith or stop being so negative. So now you suffer in silence, pretending everything is okay while secretly wondering how much longer you can keep going like this. How much more you can take before you completely fall apart. I know about the battles you fight in your own mind. Those exhausting internal wars that rage day and night. The constant worry about money, about whether you'll have enough, about how you're going to make it through another month, another week, sometimes another day. The bills that keep piling up while your bank account keeps shrinking. The unexpected expenses that always seem to hit at the worst possible time. The opportunities you've had to pass up because you couldn't afford them. The dreams you've had to put on hold indefinitely because the numbers just don't add up. The fear about your health, about those symptoms you've been ignoring because you can't afford the doctor, or because you're terrified of what they might find. The anxiety about your family, about the people you love who are making choices that break your heart. who are walking paths that lead to destruction, and you feel powerless to stop them. I know about the relationship that's broken, and the pain it causes you every single day. The person who should love you but doesn't seem to anymore. The marriage that feels more like a business arrangement than a sacred bond. The family member who cut you off and won't return your calls. The friend who betrayed your trust and left a wound that won't heal. The child who has turned away from everything you taught them. The parent whose approval you still seek, even though you know you'll never receive it. Every single moment of that heartache registers with me. Every tear shed over that broken relationship is collected and remembered. Every time your heart squeezes with pain when you think about what was lost or what never was, I feel it too. I know about the dream you buried because disappointment hurt too much. That vision you once had for your life, that calling you felt so strongly, that purpose that used to burn bright in your chest. You stopped talking about it because people made you feel foolish for believing. You pushed it down deep because watching time pass without seeing it fulfilled was more painful than pretending you never wanted it at all. But I haven't forgotten that dream. I haven't abandoned that plan. I haven't changed my mind about what I spoke over you. What you buried, I can resurrect. What you gave up on, I'm still working on. What you think is dead and gone, I can breathe life back into. I know about the guilt you carry from mistakes you made years ago, decades ago maybe. Mistakes you can't seem to forgive yourself for, even though you've asked me to forgive you 1,000 times. Even though you know intellectually that I have forgiven you. Even though you've been told by pastors and counselors and friends that you need to let it go. But it won't let you go. It shows up in quiet moments. It whispers accusations in your ear. It convinces you that you don't deserve good things because of what you did back then. It makes you question whether you're really forgiven, or if that's just something religious people say to make you feel better. But here's what you don't fully understand yet. What hasn't made the long journey from your head to your heart. I'm not disappointed in you. I never have been. I've never looked at you with disgust or regret. I've never shaken my head in frustration wondering why you can't get it together. I'm not keeping a record of your failures in some cosmic ledger, adding up your mistakes, tallying your sins, waiting for you to cross some invisible line where my patience finally runs out. That's not how this works. That's not who I am. That's not what my love looks like. I'm not waiting for you to get your life together before I show up for you. I didn't make you a project I'll engage with once you reach a certain level of spiritual maturity or moral perfection. I'm not sitting back watching you struggle, withholding my help until you prove you're serious enough or good enough or faithful enough. I'm here now. I'm engaged now. I'm working in your life now. Right now. This exact moment. While you're still a mess. While you're still struggling. While you're still doubting. While you're still weak. While you're still very much human. I'm not angry with you for struggling, for doubting, for being weak, for being human. How could I be angry at you for being exactly what I created you to be? I love you, right now, in this moment, exactly as you are. With all your messiness that you try so hard to hide. With all your flaws that you're convinced make you unlovable. With all your questions that you're afraid are too blasphemous to voice. With all your fears that you think are evidence of weak faith. With all your failures that you're sure disqualify you from my love. I love you. Not a version of you that might exist someday if you work hard enough. Not the person you used to be before you made those mistakes. Not some idealized future you that has overcome all their struggles. But you. The actual you. The you that exists right now in all your complicated, contradictory, struggling, striving, falling, getting back up humanity. My love for you is not based on your performance. It's not something you earn on good days and lose on bad days. It's not a reward for excellent behavior or a consequence of faithful service. It's not something you achieve through perfect attendance at church or consistent quiet times or memorizing scripture or serving in ministry. Those things are wonderful. Those disciplines are valuable. But they don't make me love you more. You can't do anything to make me love you more than I already do. And here's the part that might be even harder to believe. You can't do anything to make me love you less. My love for you is constant, eternal, unshakable, and absolutely unconditional. You are not too broken for me. There is no such thing as too broken for the God who specializes in taking shattered pieces and creating stunning mosaics. You are not too far gone. There is no distance you can travel that my arm is too short to reach. You are not beyond hope. Hope is not a location you can wander past. Hope is a person, and that person is me, and I am with you wherever you are. You are not a disappointment. You can't disappoint someone who knows every choice you'll make before you make it and loves you anyway. You are not forgotten. I don't have memory lapses. I don't lose track of my children. Your name is engraved on the palms of my hands. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Not even in your darkest moments when it felt like I had abandoned you. Especially not then. I was there. I am here. I will always be here. Your worth is not determined by what people think of you, their opinions of you, their judgments about you, their approval or disapproval of your choices. None of it has any bearing on your value. They don't get a vote. They can't add to your worth by praising you or subtract from it by criticizing you. Your value was established before you took your first breath, and nothing that happens between that first breath and your last can change it. You are priceless because I say you are. You are valuable because I created you. You are worthy because I chose you. If you come to me and reconcile with me, if you turn toward me instead of away from me, if you open your heart instead of closing it, I will forgive you completely, permanently, eternally. Not partial forgiveness where I hold on to some things just in case. Not temporary forgiveness that lasts until you mess up again. Not conditional forgiveness that depends on your future behavior. Complete forgiveness, permanent forgiveness, eternal forgiveness. And from this day forward, from this moment on, I will be with you to lift you up in your weakness. When you feel too tired to go on, my strength will carry you. To remind you that if you fall again, and you probably will because you're human, and humans fall, I am your advocate and defender. I stand between you and the accuser. I silence the voices of condemnation. I speak on your behalf in the courts of heaven. From all your enemies, I will protect you. Those who wish you harm, who plot against you, who speak evil of you, who work in darkness against your good, they will not succeed. I am your shield. I am your fortress. I am your strong tower. No weapon formed against you will prosper. Not because you're so strong, but because I am so faithful. Not because you're so righteous, but because my righteousness covers you. Not because you deserve protection, but because you are mine, and I protect what belongs to me. The love I have for you is immense, so great and vast and deep and high that it's difficult to explain in human terms. It's bigger than the ocean. It's higher than the mountains. It's deeper than the valleys. It's wider than the sky. It's more constant than the sunrise. It's more sure than gravity. It's more powerful than death. It's more permanent than the stars. It's eternal, without beginning or end, existing before time and continuing after time ceases to have meaning. It defies description because human language was never designed to capture the infinite. That's why all you need to do is believe me with simplicity and sincerity. You don't need to understand every theological detail. You don't need to figure out how it all works. You don't need to reconcile every apparent contradiction or answer every difficult question. You just need to accept this gift of grace with the simple faith of a child receiving a present from a loving parent. You don't have to live in sadness forever. This crushing weight of sorrow that has been your constant companion for so long. It doesn't have to be your permanent address. You don't have to remain imprisoned in emotional misery, locked in a cell of your own despair, serving a life sentence for crimes that have already been paid for. You don't have to react with discouragement when wicked people accuse you for your past, when they throw your failures in your face, when they remind you of who you used to be, when they define you by your worst moments, when they refuse to acknowledge how you've changed. You don't have to accept their verdict. Their accusations have no power unless you give it to them. Their judgment of you is irrelevant. Their version of your story is fiction. only my version is truth. Understand this clearly because it's crucial to your freedom. This world doesn't comprehend my forgiveness. The way I forgive makes no sense to human logic. People forgive partially, conditionally, with strings attached and fine print and eventual expiration dates. They forgive but don't forget. They forgive but keep bringing it up. They forgive but never fully trust again. They say they forgive but treat you differently forever after. That's human forgiveness, and it's the best they can do with their limited capacity. But my forgiveness is nothing like that. When I forgive, I don't just overlook your sin. I remove it. I separate it from you as far as the east is from the west. I remember it no more. It's gone, erased, deleted from the record, thrown into the depths of the sea, consumed in the fire of my love. But I reveal this holy love to those who seek me with sincerity and desperation, to those who come to me not with religious performance but with authentic hunger, to those who truly desire to know me, not just know about me, to those who humbly accept my blessing and my forgiveness instead of arguing about whether they deserve it. You can know this love right now, in this very moment. You don't have to wait until you're better or stronger or more faithful. You can experience this divine affection wrapping around you like a warm blanket on a cold night. You can live immersed in this love for all eternity, from this day forward into the endless ages to come. From this day forward, from this moment on, my grace will greet you with joy every day. Not some days, not only good days, every day, even hard days, even confusing days, even painful days. My grace will be there first thing, before your feet hit the floor, before your mind starts racing with worries, before the weight of your responsibilities settles back on your shoulders. My presence will touch your life in ways you'll recognize and ways you won't. When you feel warmth on your skin, whether from sunlight or from a source you can't identify, know that it's me reaching out to you. An immense wave of happiness will envelop your heart in moments when you least expect it. Joy bubbling up from deep inside you for no reason you can explain. And that's me reminding you that I am near. The sadness that has been your shadow for so long is being left behind right now. That heaviness that you wake up with every morning. That gray cloud that follows you through your day. That depression that makes everything feel muted and distant and meaningless. It's lifting. You might not feel it immediately. The shift might be subtle at first, but it's happening. Right now as you read these words, something is changing in the spiritual realm, and it will manifest in the natural realm soon. The discouragement that whispers you'll never make it, that nothing ever works out for you, that you should just give up, that voice is being silenced. The desperation that grips your chest and makes you want to run away from your own life, that's being replaced with hope. Those desires to throw in the towel, to give up, to surrender and admit defeat, to walk away from everything and everyone, those thoughts that plague you in your weakest moments. You will never feel them again the way you have been feeling them. I'm not saying you'll never face hard days. I'm not promising you'll never experience difficulty or disappointment. But that specific darkness that has been trying to convince you to quit, that particular shade of despair that makes death look like relief, that's being removed. You will face challenges, but you'll face them with hope. You will encounter obstacles, but you'll encounter them knowing I am with you and we will overcome together. All your days will be illuminated by the light of my word, not just Sundays, not just when you're at church or reading your Bible. All your days, the boring ones, the frustrating ones, the exhausting ones, the confusing ones. My word will shine light on your path, showing you the next step even when you can't see the whole staircase. My hand will lead you on a new path of peace, where the turmoil that has churned inside you for so long finally settles into calm. Security, where the instability that has defined your life gives way to solid ground beneath your feet. Faith, not wishful thinking or positive affirmations, but real substance of things, hoped for evidence of things not seen, faith that anchors your soul. Joy, not happiness that depends on circumstances, but deep, abiding joy that flows from knowing you are loved and chosen and protected. I'm pouring my wisdom over you right now like oil, like water, like light. It's soaking into your mind, penetrating the confusion, bringing clarity where there has been fog. I'm opening your spiritual eyes so you can see things you've been blind to. Realities that exist but have been invisible to you. Truths that have been obscured by lies. Opportunities that have been hidden by fear. I'm revealing to you the threats that stand before you, the traps the enemy has laid in your path, the schemes he's been planning, the attacks he's been preparing. Not to scare you, but to equip you. Not to make you paranoid, but to make you prepared. When you know what's coming, you can avoid it. When you see the trap, you don't step in it. But I'm also opening doors to many opportunities, possibilities you never knew existed. I'm showing you options you didn't know you had. I'm creating pathways where there seemed to be only walls. I'm making a way where there appeared to be no way. I'm announcing to you in your spirit, in that deep place where my voice echoes clearer than any earthly sound, all the wonders I will do in your life, miracles that will leave you speechless, provisions that will make you weep with gratitude, breakthroughs that will cause you to dance with joy, healings that will make you shout my name, restorations that will make you believe in the impossible. And I will embrace you again and again with my love, in moments of triumph and moments of struggle, in seasons of abundance and seasons of lack, in times of clarity and times of confusion. My love will wrap around you like a father's arms around a child who has been scared, like a mother's embrace of a child who has been hurt, like a friend's hug for someone who has felt alone for far too long. These beautiful emotions you're feeling right now as you read these words, these tender feelings rising up in your chest, this is just a taste of what awaits you if you dare to believe. Look at how great the love is that I'm offering you right now. Not someday, not when you get your life together, not after you overcome your struggles. Right now, today, this moment, this love that has been pursuing you your entire life. This love that has never given up on you even when you gave up on yourself. This love that has been whispering your name even when you weren't listening. This love that has been working behind the scenes of your life even when you didn't believe in me. You are my daughter, my son. Those aren't just titles. Those aren't just religious words. They carry weight. They carry meaning. They carry rights and privileges and access. You have direct access to my heavenly throne. You don't need an appointment. You don't need to go through intermediaries. You don't need to wait your turn. You can come to me at any moment of any day. You can talk with me about anything. You can tell me everything that's happening to you, everything you're feeling, everything you're thinking, everything you're afraid of, everything you're hoping for. There are no secrets from me anyway. I already know, but I want to hear it from you. I want the intimacy of you sharing your heart with me. I know every detail of your being, every corner of your mind, every hidden thought you've never spoken aloud, every buried emotion you've tried to forget. I know it all, and I love you anyway. Actually, I love you not in spite of knowing everything, but because I know everything, and I choose you anyway. Come to me. Stop hesitating. Stop thinking you need to clean yourself up first. Stop waiting until you feel more spiritual, or more worthy, or more put together. Come to me exactly as you are right now, mess and all. I will not reject you because of your weaknesses and failures. I will not turn you away because you're struggling. I will not shut the door in your face because you're not perfect. I am not angry with you, and I will not be angry with you. That's a fear the enemy plants in your mind to keep you at a distance from me. He knows that if you come close to me, his power over you is broken. So he whispers that I'm disappointed, that I'm frustrated, that I'm one mistake away from giving up on you. All lies. I am not one of those imaginary gods that people invent in their minds. Gods who are constantly angry over every little thing. Gods whose moods shift with the wind. Gods who hand out curses and punishments to whoever provokes them. Gods you have to constantly appease and manage and keep happy. Those are just fantasies, products of human imagination, projections of human fathers onto divine reality, souls living chained to fictional stories inside a prison of condemnation and lies. I came to this world to show you what I'm really like. I took on flesh and walked among you and touched lepers and ate with tax collectors and forgave prostitutes and defended the accused and healed the sick and raised the dead. I gave my life on a cross, willingly laying it down, not as a victim, but as a victor, purchasing your freedom with my own blood. I shook the entire universe with my sacrifice. The ground quaked. The sky went dark. The veil in the temple tore from top to bottom. The dead rose from their graves. All of creation convulsed at what was happening because this was the moment everything changed. Heaven and earth trembled in amazement at my resurrection, at death itself being defeated, at the grave losing its power, at hell being plundered, at captives being set free, at the impossible becoming reality. Now I want you to feel that these words have power and value. They're not just nice thoughts. They're not just positive affirmations. They're not just religious platitudes designed to make you feel better temporarily. These words carry the same power that spoke the universe into existence, the same authority that calmed the storm, the same might that raised the dead. My shed blood and my resurrection are sufficient to save you eternally from death and destruction. Not almost sufficient. Not mostly sufficient. Not sufficient if you add your own good works or religious performance. Completely sufficient. Totally sufficient. Fully sufficient. My blood alone. My sacrifice alone. My work alone. Nothing you do can add to it. Nothing you fail to do can subtract from it. It is finished. Complete. Done. Accomplished. I'm not going to throw everything I did in the trash just because you committed a sin, had a bad thought, or stumbled because of your own error. Do you understand what kind of God that would make me? Petty, capricious, unreliable, conditional. But I am none of those things. You are already free, clean, and forgiven. Not going to be someday if you work hard enough. Already, right now, this moment, done, accomplished, sealed. Don't accuse yourself when I don't accuse you. Don't judge yourself when I've already declared you justified. Don't condemn yourself when there is no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. Don't make excuses to avoid accepting the freedom and forgiveness I'm giving you. It's a gift. You don't have to earn it. You can't earn it. That's what makes it grace. This is the truth that will set you free if you let it. I live in your heart. My spirit dwells in you. You are my temple. And if you sin again, and you will because you're human and humans sin, it will hurt you in ways it never hurt you before. It won't feel normal. It won't feel okay. It won't feel like just another day. You won't sleep peacefully until you acknowledge your error and come repentant to ask for forgiveness. Not because I'm withholding my love or my presence, but because you'll feel the disconnection. You'll sense the distance. You'll miss the intimacy. It won't be like before when you could sin casually without it bothering you. When you could do wrong and shrug it off. When you could hurt people and not lose sleep. When you could disobey and feel nothing. That version of you is gone. You won't desire the life of wickedness anymore. Those vices that used to call to you will lose their appeal. That sin that used to feel irresistible will suddenly seem repulsive. You will feel disgusted by what once attracted you. And you will have a strong desire to distance yourself from all ungodliness, not out of religious duty, but out of genuine repulsion. That's how it will be. That's evidence that you are mine, that you've been changed, that my spirit lives in you. It will hurt your soul deeply if you sin again. Not in a way that condemns you, not in a way that makes you question your salvation, but in a way that drives you back to me quickly instead of letting you wander in the wilderness of guilt for weeks or months. Therefore, today, right now in this moment, I command you to be strong and courageous. Not a suggestion, not a helpful tip, a command from your Lord. Be strong, not in your own strength because you don't have enough, but in my strength which is limitless. Be courageous, not because there's nothing to fear, but because even though threats exist, I am bigger than all of them. Dare to walk through this new world of obedience and integrity. Step into this life where you do what's right even when it's hard, where you tell the truth even when a lie would be easier, where you honor your commitments even when you don't feel like it, where you love even when you're not loved back, where you forgive even when you're not asked, where you serve even when you're not appreciated. This is for your good, for your benefit, for your blessing, not for mine. I don't need your obedience. Your rebellion doesn't affect me. but it affects you profoundly. My forgiveness is the foundation of your salvation, the bedrock on which everything else is built. No human being has the power to destroy you or condemn you. They can speak words, they can form opinions, they can make judgments, but none of it has any real power. No one can cast any curse against you that will stick. They can mutter their spells and perform their rituals and speak their evil intentions. But you are covered by my blood, sealed by my spirit, hidden in Christ. Their curses bounce off like arrows off a shield. If someone convinced you that I'm angry with you and sent you some punishment, if someone told you that your suffering is my judgment, if someone suggested that your struggle is evidence of my displeasure, please stop believing those lies. Those are the words of people who don't know me, who project their own anger onto me, who can't imagine a God who is actually good. Repent of believing that error. Turn away from that false image of who I am. Come into my presence and be free from that confusion. I love you. Understand this clearly. Believe it deeply. Receive it fully. And if you don't want to understand it, if your mind rebels against it, if years of religious programming or painful experiences make you doubt it, if you still believe you're dirty and unworthy and disqualified, I will come personally. I will show up in ways you can't deny. I will manifest my presence so clearly that your doubts crumble. And before your very eyes, through circumstances and provision and healing and miracles and peace and joy and encounters you can't explain, I myself will reveal to you that I love you so much, that I will do the impossible to convince you that my love is real, not imaginary. Sincere, not manipulative, genuine, not performative, indestructible, not fragile. That's what I'll do. That's my commitment to you. So wait for me. Don't give up. Don't walk away. Don't close your heart. I am coming. I am here. I am working. I love you. I myself will come and prove it to you in ways that leave no room for doubt. It's no coincidence that you're hearing this, and you know it well. Something in you recognizes this as more than random chance. Your mind, burdened by so many afflictions, weighed down by so many worries, crushed under so many fears, is crying out for my help. Even if you haven't formed the words, even if you don't know how to pray anymore, even if you feel too tired to ask, your spirit is crying out, and I hear it. You need me in your life, not as an idea, not as a concept, not as a distant deity you think about once a week, but as a present reality, as a constant companion, as a living presence who walks with you through every moment. You long for healing for your heart, those wounds that never quite close, those scars that ache when the spiritual weather changes, those broken places that you've learned to protect and guard and hide from everyone. You long for my presence to flood your soul and your entire being, to fill every empty place, to reach every dark corner, to touch every wounded area. You want your chest to overflow with joy instead of constantly feeling constricted by anxiety. You want sadness to finally go away once and for all instead of just temporarily retreating before returning with reinforcements. You want to forget the anguish that strikes you day after day, that familiar pain that has become almost comfortable in its consistency. Desperation has been knocking at your door. You've heard its insistent pounding. You've felt the pressure to open up and let it in. It promises understanding. It promises companionship in your misery. It promises an end to the exhausting effort of hope. But you will not open that door. You will not invite that darkness in. You will not surrender to that voice. Worry wants to talk to you about the past, to rehearse every failure, to remind you of every mistake, to convince you that history will repeat itself. But you will not listen to it. You will not give it an audience. You will not let it narrate your story. Doubts want to give you fear as a gift, wrapped up pretty with a bow, looking like wisdom or protection or realism. But you will not accept it. You will not take that package. You will not open that present. There will be no place in your mind or space in your heart for thoughts of discouragement. You're evicting them. You're changing the locks. You're putting up no trespassing signs. For torturous lies that have rented space in your head for too long, the lease is up. For destructive narratives that have lived rent-free in your heart, eviction notices have been served. You will not pay attention to the insults of your enemies. Their words have no power unless you empower them by believing them. Their opinion of you is irrelevant. Their assessment of your worth is meaningless. You will not open the windows of your soul to ideas that don't help you. You're being selective now about what gets access to your inner world. You're guarding your gates. You're monitoring what comes in. You have given me your heart and surrendered your soul to me. That's a choice you made, a decision you've stood by, a commitment you've maintained even when it was hard. Let me now reign in your life. Not just visit, not just advise. Reign, rule, govern, be Lord of every area. The storm of pain wants to snatch away the peace I've given you. It wants to steal what I've deposited. It wants to rob you of what I've purchased for you. The winds of fear blow and want to carry away the tranquility I've left you, that calm that surpasses understanding, that rest that doesn't make sense given your circumstances. But your faith is stronger than the storm, stronger than the wind, stronger than the fear. Your stability is solid as rock, built on the foundation of my word, anchored in the bedrock of my character. My word has grown like a giant tree inside you, roots going deep, trunk growing strong, branches spreading wide, providing shade and shelter and fruit. You have firmly believed in my promises, even when they seemed impossible, even when the evidence contradicted them, even when people told you that you were foolish to hope. You believed. You still believe. You will continue to believe. Because of this faith that refuses to quit, you will not accept defeat in your life. You will not wave the white flag. You will not surrender to circumstances. You will not bow to adversity. On this day and for the rest of your journey through this world, however long or short that may be, you will walk with the conviction that you are deeply loved by the God who created the universe, protected by your heavenly Father who has never lost a battle, guarded by your God and your Lord who sees the end from the beginning and has already secured your victory. This will be enough for you to overcome. Not your own strength, not your own wisdom, not your own resources, but this conviction, this knowledge, this assurance that you are loved and protected. There is nothing in this world that can make you retreat. No enemy powerful enough, no obstacle insurmountable enough, no challenge overwhelming enough. You will not go back to the sadness and anguish of the past. Those seasons are behind you. Those chapters are closed. That version of your story is finished. I'm giving you the strength you need to face everything that comes against you. Not strength for next year, not strength for next month, strength for today, for this moment, for this challenge. And when tomorrow comes, I'll give you strength for tomorrow. Believe it firmly. Settle it in your heart. Establish it in your mind. Because it is so. It's reality. It's truth. It's fact. You are already victorious because of the powerful shed blood that has saved you. Not going to be victorious someday if you fight hard enough. Already victorious. The outcome is already determined. The victory is already won. You're just walking out in time what has already been accomplished in eternity. Shout it right now wherever you are. Write it down so you remember. Tell me that you believe me. Say it out loud. I believe you, Lord. I receive your word. I accept your truth. I love you. And you can prove this love by how I've come to speak to you and touch your heart in this moment when you need me most. This isn't random timing. This is perfect timing. This is divine orchestration. This is me showing up exactly when you needed me to show up. My love for you is unconditional. No conditions, no requirements, no prerequisites, no qualifications. True. Not pretend. Not exaggerated. Not conditional. And eternal. Not temporary. Not time-limited. Not subject to expiration. Forever and ever without end, throughout all ages, for all eternity. There is nothing that can separate you from this great love I feel and have for you. Not your own sins, not your mistakes, not your doubts, not your questions, not your struggles, not your weaknesses. Nothing. Even when you were far from me, when you wanted nothing to do with me, when you ran in the opposite direction, when you shook your fist at heaven, my loving hand reached you. It never stopped reaching. It never gave up. It never withdrew. I freed you from the things that kept you bound. Those chains you didn't even realize were there until they were broken. Those weights you had carried for so long they felt like part of you. Those prisons you had lived in so long you thought they were home. And those things had stolen your desire to live. They had drained the color from your world. They had muted the sound. They had stolen your joy and your hope and your dreams. When you call on me, I am here. Not eventually, not after a while, not when I get around to it. Immediately, instantly, here, present, listening, engaged. When you cry out in desperation, I open the doors of my heart to you. Wide open, fully accessible, completely available. When I see you bending your knees in prayer, my eyes look at you with tenderness, not judgment, with compassion, not criticism, with love, not condemnation. My grace covers you like a blanket, like a shield, like a canopy of protection. And even when you have to walk through paths of danger and bitterness, through valleys that terrify you, through territories that threaten you, my presence will illuminate your life in the midst of all darkness. You won't walk through those places alone. You won't navigate those paths without me. I will be the light that shows you where to step, the comfort that reminds you that you're not alone, the strength that keeps you moving forward when everything in you wants to quit. Before you were planted in your mother's womb, when you existed only as a possibility, as potential, as an idea in my mind, I already knew you. I knew your name before anyone spoke it. I knew your personality before it developed. I knew your strengths and weaknesses before you discovered them. I knew every day of your life before you lived a single one. I chose the time with precision, the exact second, not close, exact, and the day on which you would be born, the year, the month, the day, the hour, the minute, the moment. All of it ordained, all of it planned, all of it purposeful, and nothing that happens to you occurs without my will or my approval. Not one thing, not the big things, not the small things, not the good things, not the hard things. I'm not saying I cause everything. I'm saying I filter everything. Nothing touches you without passing through my hands first. Although you may momentarily not like what I'm doing in your life, although it may not make sense right now, although it may feel wrong or unfair or too hard, one day you will realize and acknowledge that I did it for your good, to strengthen you, to grow you, to mature you, to prepare you, because I always have something better for you than what you're currently experiencing. My plan is to lift you to a superior level of life, to elevate you to a higher plane of existence, in faith, where you trust me more deeply than you ever have, in surrender, where you release control more fully than you thought possible. I want to put my shining sword in your hands, not a dull blade but a weapon that gleams with supernatural power. And when you speak my word, not your opinions or ideas but my actual word, surprising miracles will occur around you. Miracles you never expected. Miracles you didn't pray for. Miracles that leave you speechless. You don't have to feel or believe that you don't deserve what I want to do in you. That's not for you to decide. Your worthiness is not the criteria. My love is. My choice is. My decision is. Enough of that self-deprecating, self-sabotaging, self-limiting thinking. Look at yourself as what you really are, not what the enemy has convinced you that you are. A child of the omnipotent God, the all-powerful one who speaks and it is, who commands and it stands. A brave warrior, not a coward, not a victim, not someone who runs from battle. Full of strength, not your own, but mine living in you. Determined, not wishy-washy, not uncertain, not double-minded. Victorious, not defeated, not beaten, not overcome. Believe it. Make a choice to believe it regardless of how you feel. This is the result of receiving and accepting my love. This transformed identity, this new nature, this elevated status. You are not destined for defeat. That's not your future. That's not your end. That's not your story. After these tribulations that you will overcome with your faith, after you walk through these fires that will refine you but not consume you, The beautiful blessing of victory awaits you. Not just survival, not just making it through. Victory, triumph, conquest, overcoming. Let me tell you what victory looks like in your daily life. Victory looks like waking up without dread. It looks like facing the day with expectation instead of exhaustion. Victory is sitting down to pay bills without your hands shaking, knowing that somehow, some way, provision will come. Victory is having difficult conversations without your heart racing out of control. Victory is being able to look at old photographs without being destroyed by regret. Victory is sleeping through the night without nightmares haunting you. Victory is driving past the places that used to trigger memories without falling apart. Victory is forgiving the person who hurt you without needing an apology you'll never receive. Victory is choosing peace when chaos swirls around you. Victory is keeping your mouth shut when everything in you wants to lash out. Victory is getting up after you've fallen instead of staying down in defeat. This is what I'm bringing you into. Not a life without challenges, not an existence without difficulties, but a life where challenges don't destroy you and difficulties don't define you. A life where you face storms and come out stronger, where you encounter opposition and overcome it, where you experience setbacks but they don't set you back permanently. This is the victory I have purchased for you. This is the triumph I secured when I walked out of that tomb. This is the overcoming life that becomes yours when you truly believe who you are in me. There was a man named Thomas who lived in constant fear of failure. Every day he woke up expecting something to go wrong. He anticipated disaster. He prepared for the worst. His mind rehearsed every possible negative outcome before his feet even touched the floor. And sure enough, things went wrong. Regularly, consistently. His expectations became self-fulfilling prophecies. His fear attracted exactly what he feared. His belief in failure produced failure. But then Thomas encountered me, not through a dramatic experience, not through a lightning bolt from heaven, through a simple act of desperation. He ran out of options and finally, reluctantly turned to me. And I didn't lecture him about his years of faithlessness. I didn't remind him of all the times he chose worry over trust. I simply embraced him, received him, welcomed him. And everything changed, not overnight, not in a single moment, but steadily, gradually, consistently. Thomas learned to take his fears to me instead of nursing them in his mind. He learned to speak my promises instead of his anxieties. He learned to expect my goodness instead of anticipating disaster, and his life transformed. The same circumstances that used to crush him became opportunities to see my faithfulness. The same challenges that used to defeat him became victories that strengthened his faith. This is what's available to you. This is what's waiting for you. This is what begins the moment you choose to believe what I'm telling you instead of what fear has been whispering. Give me your thoughts right now. The worried ones, the fearful ones, the doubtful ones, the anxious ones, all of them. Give me your heart, not just part of it, but all of it. Put those worries in my hands right now. Open your grip, release your hold, let them go. Those concerns that are destroying your faith like termites, destroying a house from the inside. Those worries that are eating away at the foundation of your trust. Your dreams that are being crushed under the weight of circumstances. Give me those anxieties that are making you doubt my love. Hand them over, transfer them, release them. You don't have to go through those storms that start in your mind, those mental tempests that rage between your ears. Don't allow the winds of desperation to drag you through the streets of pain, pulling you from one agonizing scenario to another. Who will you listen to? Whose voice will you believe? The shouts of despair that scream you're finished? The lies of failure that whisper you'll never make it? Or the love with which my voice speaks to you, gentle and kind and true and powerful? You don't have to crawl in discouragement when I have proven to you so many times that if you believe in my word, if you stand on my promises, if you hold fast to my truth, I will open the doors of heaven wide for you. I will release blessings you don't have room enough to receive. I will pour out provision that overflows. I will shower you with goodness that leaves you stunned. You are my child, and mine do not live in darkness. They may walk through dark valleys, but they don't make their home there. They may experience dark seasons, but darkness is not their permanent address. My spirit accompanies you, walking step by step with you, consoles you when you're hurting, when you're grieving, when you're broken. Wherever you are, in whatever circumstance you find yourself, wherever you go, to whatever place your journey takes you, it's not coincidence that you're hearing this. I keep saying it because I need you to really grasp it. This moment was ordained. This message was prepared. This encounter was scheduled in heaven before you knew you needed it. I have seen how the conflicts of this life have marked you, how they've left scars on your soul, how your enemies have wounded you in the past with their words, their actions, their betrayals. Why the same things still hurt you even now. Why those wounds haven't healed. Why pain from years ago can still bring tears today. But I have come here, to this exact moment, to meet you in your pain. If you accept me now, if you open your heart to my presence, I will take you out of that agony. I will lift you out of that pit. I will extract you from that prison. I will protect you with my wings like a mother bird sheltering her young from the storm. I will cover you with my shadow, keeping you hidden from the heat of the day and safe through the dangers of the night. I want you to listen to me well. Pay close attention. Read this carefully. Focus your mind. Believe me with everything in you. I don't want you to suffer anymore. This prolonged pain, this chronic ache, this constant struggle, it's not my desire for you. It's not my plan. It's not my will. What you're living through is not caused by my anger. I'm not punishing you. I'm not making you pay for your mistakes. I'm not teaching you a lesson through suffering or my punishment. I don't punish my children with tragedy. I don't discipline with disaster. I love you very much. More than very much. Words fail. Eternally. Without beginning. Without end. Forever and always. Let it be clear. Let there be no confusion. Let there be absolute certainty. I have come to lift you up definitively, not temporarily, not partially, completely, permanently, finally, to heal you from your desperation, to cure you of that specific brand of hopelessness that has been your companion, to pull you out of failure, to extract you from that cycle of defeat that keeps repeating. You have to stand up, make the choice, exert your will, get on your feet, walk toward your blessing even though it requires effort. Even if you still feel tired, even if exhaustion is weighing you down, even if you don't feel strong enough, even if your heart is still hurt and you feel pain throbbing in your chest with every beat, you have to take steps of faith, moving forward when you can't see the whole path, trusting when you don't understand the plan. Believe me again, let your faith rise up one more time, that you will receive miraculous healing, not gradual improvement over years, miraculous healing, supernatural intervention, divine touching. The moment you decide to believe me, not eventually, not down the road, the moment, the instant, the second you make that choice. With each step you take, whether physical or spiritual or emotional, you will receive strength. More strength than you had before you took the step. You will be completely healed, fully restored, totally whole. Get up right now. Stand up if you're sitting. Sit up if you're lying down. Lift your head if it's hanging. Because your life will change very soon. Not might change, not could change, will change. It's certain, it's guaranteed, it's promised. Everything will be different. Your circumstances, your emotions, your perspective, your relationships, your health, your finances, your peace, your joy. Do you know why? Not because you're special, not because you deserve it, but because I love you. You're going to be all right. Let that sink in. You're going to be okay. You're going to make it. You're going to survive. More than survive. You're going to thrive. Trust me. put your full weight on my promises. Lean completely on my word. My timing is perfect, not early.